Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope and Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. I finally got a computer, so I've been putting out a lot of videos. I don't know if you've noticed that lately, but I'm going to get back to the pace that I was putting them out. I'm not going to put out just dumb, random videos, but I like to, a lot of shows, everyone has their own niche, and I think that I have a niche as far as prediction shows. Also, if I read an article and I want to talk about something much like Joe Habib from the Habib Boxing Report and Ashy Knuckles, a lot of guys will, and obviously Blood Boxing, he does this a lot. He'll read something about some fighting news or an upcoming fight or whatever the case may be, negotiations, and make a video about it. So I'm going to definitely keep doing that. I've done a little of that lately. But I also make predictions, not on just the big fights, but I like to cover all sorts of fights. And I also do a lot of after-the-fight shows on not just the big fights, but even if it's a good Friday night fight on ESPN, I'll do a wrap-up or a prediction. And this is what that is. ESPN2, actually, I think it's the one that closes it, August 28th. Let me get that right. I know they're having pretty sure it's a bunch of the Cuban fighters, I think mid-September on ESPN2, so look out for that. But this closes the show for Friday Night Fights, not coming back till January. It's a doubleheader. It's a really good doubleheader. We have, I want to make sure I get his name right, Tavoris. I'm up in Minnesota, we say Tavares. It's spelled Tavoris. We have a Tavares Jackson, and it's not spelled like this, but some people say it all sorts of ways. So Tavoris Cloud versus Clinton Woods, and that's for, I believe, an IBF title, anyway. That Dawson vacated to fight Glenn Johnson, and then Randall Bailey against Juan Urango for Urango's 140 belt. So that's for ESPN. If you have cable, it's free. It's a pretty solid night. Let's start into Clinton Woods and Cloud, okay? And I'm getting a little distracted here because Tyson is on Classics, and it's like you know how they do the ringside and they do like 3-hour things of fighters. Anyway, I'm gonna stop looking. I see Larry Holmes getting hit. I seriously have to turn this off. Sorry. Cloud is a young fighter. He just fought Gonzalez. Who's been in the ring with a ton of guys, very experienced fighter. He just came off 2 losses, so he did get TKO'd in the 10th by Cloud. Cloud is a pretty good fighter, He's got good hand speed. He keeps his hands pretty high. He does use some movement as far as getting away and countering. I also noticed, he can get you in a rope, but he some guys either brawl on the ropes and try to get their guy moving backwards, and some guys like to stay in the middle of the ring. It looks like he can do a little of both. He's not afraid to stay in the middle of the ring, use his jab. He's got a pretty good jab, decent jab anyway. I did notice once he gets guys on the ropes, he'll throw a hook and throw a body shot, and if something's not open, he'll adjust, and he likes to throw some combos. So he's a young fighter, undefeated fighter. He's got some potential. It's really tough until, you find out when he actually fights someone in the top 10 or top 5. And so I like him. Like I said, he seems to hit and then sometimes move, or if his opponent's coming at him, he'll move back, pretty well. So he's a good fighter. Clinton Woods has been in the ring with a ton of people. A lot of people will go to the Glenn Johnson fights and say, Glenn Johnson got screwed in most of those fights, whatever. He's been in the ring with a ton of people. He's 37 now, I believe. And really, it's all about what he has left. I'm not sure. Tarver beat him not too long ago. It really comes down to that. It's very, very tough to see what he has left. Normally, I think he could definitely beat Cloud. But right now at this stage, I'm going to go with Cloud. I think the fact that his athleticism, his youth, He's not a guy that just stands and bangs. If he stands and bangs with Clinton Woods, he definitely, I think Cloud will lose. But if he fights a little smarter, uses his youth and athleticism, moves around the ring a little bit, and doesn't just try to engage so much in a brawl, I think he'll win. But no matter what, it's going to be a good fight because Woods, he's a tough customer, and he's going to test him. It's a really good test. And let's see what I got for time. Let's talk about Juan Urango and Randall Bailey. Now, both these guys got a ton of power. Bailey's known for his power. He likes to load up, and I think that's his problem. It's not like Urango is this all-purpose. You know, he's a brawler too, but you know, he doesn't necessarily just load up. You know, he throws those nice, not necessarily nice wide hooks, but they're pretty fast hooks. You know, he's coming off a guy in Berto with speed, so he showed himself to be okay in that fight. Both these guys can get outboxed, but I believe Urango is just a little more busier, and he's, for a brawler, for a stand there and fight, I think he's a little more busy and active, but I think he's just a little smarter. He doesn't necessarily just load up. I mean, both these guys have a tendency to load up, but I think Bailey has shown in his career so much to load up too much. But no matter what, I believe this fight will end in a knockout because both these guys pack power, and it should be a really great doubleheader. I am going to go with Juan Urango. You know, he's a little younger. He's faced a lot of talent, just like Bailey. And like I said, he's got that style where it's, you know, he's got these hooks that are fun to watch. And you can definitely, you know, a straight, I believe he's orthodox, Bailey, straight right hand coming through this hook. If that happens, then Urango might be in some problems. But I think that, I think he like I said, I think he's going to beat him. I got Juan Urango in a KO knockout. You know, it'll be a late one. It's not going to be something early. I think if Bailey, you know, Bailey wins, that might be a little bit mid-roundish or something where he just catches him and Urango is so hurt he can't either get up or he's just frustrated for the rest of the fight. But I could see a late KO by Urango or just beating him in a decision. So I have Cloud, little underdog, and young fighter beating the old guy in a decision, and I have Urango with the late KO, TKO, or just a decision. Anyway, this has been the Rope-A-Dope Report. Check out ESPN 2, August 28th. It's the last card of the year, and it should go out with a bang. All right, peace.